add Maryland to the list of states that have counties in them that want to form their own state. It's the race for the 51st state. Maryland is dominated by politicians imposing lofty taxes that profit the bigger cities, leaving Western Maryland to foot the bill with little in return. Much like Colorado and Southeast California, Western Maryland's traditional lifestyles aren't reflected in the political leadership, hence tipping the state laws to benefit the enlarged, lethargic government.
I mean, we don't need a big one-size-fits-all policy here. And after decades of what I would call oppressive and abusive treatment from Annapolis, Maryland, the people in the 5 western counties are sick and tired.
Earlier this year, InfoWars reported on counties in Colorado that were in line for secession. In those counties, there was Weld, Sedgwick, Phillips, Washington, Kit Carson, Yuma, Morgan, and Cheyenne counties. They've all expressed being a part of a new northern Colorado, mainly because of recent changes to the gun laws and the push of renewable energy standards that the rural areas could not fiscally sustain. Note that recently in Colorado, 2 lawmakers were ousted out because of their strict gun laws, so the people in Colorado had their voice heard. In Northern California, they're talking about creating a state called Jefferson. Inclusive of Jefferson would be the rural counties of Northern California and Southern Oregon. Exhausted from an overbearing centralized government, the counties are pushing back so they can be free from the suffocating regulations of the government, especially the direct attack on their water rights. In a couple of these states, the changes on gun laws encroached on the citizens' Second Amendment rights, and in every case, there was opposition to oppressive regulations, skewed priorities, and resource grabs that emanate from detached bureaucrats in the state capitol. And here's a look at how the Congress sees it.
We have a situation where this country has been driven by the Tea Party for the last number of years. When I was in school, I studied government, and I learned about the anarchists. Now, they were different than the Tea Party because they were violent, but they were anarchists because they did not believe in government at any level, and they acknowledged it. The Tea Party kind of hides that. They don't say we're against government, but that's what it all amounts to. They're not doing physically destructive things to buildings and people, but they are doing everything they can to throw a monkey wrench into any form of government, whether it's local, whether it's state or federal government. That's what it's all about. And so anything they can do to throw a monkey wrench in the wheels of government, they're happy doing that.
So if you stand up for what is good for we the people against an overpaid, bloated, lethargic government that whips the people with their regulations that they don't even abide by themselves or even read, for example, Obamacare, then you're a terrible, non-violent anarchist Tea Party member. The government needs to be on a regulations diet. The fight for the title of 51st state has created a trend, a massive wave of resistance to tyranny that could absolutely foil Agenda 21 and cut off the tentacles of this lecherous globalist machine. I'm Gigi Giornetta with this InfoWars Nightly News Report.